All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Prospering with Sickle Cell Anemia. So today we're going to talk about calcium and some of its related minerals, such as magnesium. The calcium-magnesium ratio inside of the body, inside of the cells, inside of the tissues, and also how it relates to sodium-potassium. Now, why is any of this important? Well, when one of our sickle cell clients does a hair tissue mineral analysis from analytical research labs, you get a booklet and it looks like this, okay? And inside of here, it's going to explain your test results, okay? And also it's going to give you your test results, okay? And it's going to give you something like this within the booklet, okay? And it's going to go over your calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, iron, copper, manganese, zinc, chromium, selenium, phosphorus, and then your toxic metals, lead, mercury, cadmium, arsenic, aluminum, nickel, cobalt, and a couple others. Okay, it's very, very thorough, very thorough. Now, guaranteed, if we have a sickle cell client who does a hair analysis, there's going to be a lot of discrepancies in their mineral levels, their mineral ratios. Okay, there's going to be a high amount of toxic heavy metals, and there's going to be indicators. Sometimes on the first hair analysis, there's not a level might not be elevated, but there's indicators when you use a proper interpretation of the science of hair tissue mineral analysis interpretation. Okay. Now, let's get into a little bit of detail. Okay, let's try to make this understandable. Okay. A new understanding or new theory of the causes of sickle cell anemia, okay, is an overabundance of toxic heavy metals in the body, in the tissues, in the cells themselves, within the bone marrow, down to the stem cells, and a severe nutrient deficiencies and what we call biounavailable nutrients or biounavailable minerals. As we talk about calcium and magnesium, we need to understand that chemically, calcium absolutely is necessary for life. But inside of the body, calcium can be in a form that is not suitable for productivity in the body. It's called biounavailable. And it's also known as an oxide form. When you leave a fruit, when you bite into an apple or you open a banana and you leave it on the counter for 3-4 hours and you come back and you see what it looks like, that's oxidation. Okay, not to be confused with cellular oxidation that is necessary for life that happens, energy production and the movement from food to energy. Those are two different things. When there's oxidation on a negative level, it's causing internal damage within the cell. Just the same way it would cause damage on an apple if you bite halfway through an apple and then just leave it for the rest of the day. So, personal story, okay, when we did Daniel's first hair analysis, he had very high levels of toxic heavy metals, which I think is going to be very, very similar in all of the sickle cell clients' hair analysis that we do. He also had oxide or biounavailable forms of potassium, manganese, even calcium and magnesium, okay? And so his body was not utilizing these minerals the proper way, okay? Now, there's many reasons why that could happen, and as time goes on in this website, we're going to dive into those things. Okay, but let's first look at calcium. Calcium is necessary for insulin production in the pancreas. Okay, so when calcium levels are irregular, then that's going to cause irregular insulin production, or a slowing down or an overabundance of it, which of course is an indicator of a possibility of developing diabetes or pre-diabetes or anything that has to do with blood sugar issues. Calcium magnesium goes together as a ratio on the hair tissue mineral analysis, and it gives a number. Okay, the range that you want to be in, you want to have 6.67. That's the number that you want to have. That's the goal. Okay, but a range anywhere close to that is good. Now, the majority of calcium is in the bones. Okay, now if there is an overabundance of calcium, then it's a biounavailable level. When you look at your hair analysis results, if it's very high, and we have numbers on everything. I'm just giving an overview, but it's very, very detailed, and it gives you exact numbers and what they mean, okay? But if it's too high, then what happens is that's an indicator that the adrenal glands and the thyroid are not working properly. They're sluggish, which will cause calcium to precipitate out of the bones, and it'll go into and be absorbed inside of the tissues and the joints and things. And that causes all kind of issues, pain and whatnot, okay? It also, what it does is it reduces the amount of thyroid hormone that is secreted, because every system in the body has checks and balances. So the thyroid, once it produces a certain amount of thyroid hormone, it needs a regulator to say, okay, now you're shut off, okay? And then when you need to produce more thyroid hormone, now I'm going to allow you to do that, or another mineral will allow you to do that. So when calcium is biounavailable, it's not functioning properly, then the thyroid can get burned out, and it does. Now, in relation to calcium, you have magnesium. Now, when you take the supplement that we will suggest that you take after getting your hair analysis, we're going to give you a calcium magnesium supplement. Those two have to go together because they're very synergistic. Okay, magnesium also works with the bones, okay, for construction of strong bones, but it's a pillar. It is 100% necessary for enzyme production. Enzymes are the catalysts of the cells that produce chemical reactions in the body that are needed to create proteins, that are needed to remove waste and things from the cells, that are needed just for all around health in every single system of the body. Okay, so magnesium is very, very, very important, and sickle cell anemia in particular comes with a very dysregulated enzyme system, which is an indicator of a lot of biounavailable magnesium and possibly just a simple magnesium deficiency. This is the reason why calcium magnesium 9 times out of 10 is always suggested to be taken. Okay, now how do these minerals come together and affect the nervous system? Well, they're sedative type of minerals, okay, and they work directly with your pituitary gland, part of your endocrine system. And what they do is they keep the nervous system from being overstimulated and burning out. So it has a calming effect. A lot of people take magnesium to help them sleep. The best thing to do is take calcium magnesium in one supplement to help sleep, because they balance off of each other. What magnesium does is it acts as a solvent for calcium, and it keeps parts of your body from being calcified. When people talk about the calcification of certain areas within the brain, that happens. Okay, well, magnesium will help to dissolve that so that it can be utilized in the body properly and it doesn't become hard and cause different things like kidney stones and whatnot, and joint problems and things of that nature. Now, when you have a calcium magnesium imbalance, it's also an indication of a sodium potassium imbalance. Now, the sodium potassium ratio has to do with the adrenal glands. All right. Now, we talked about how calcium reduces thyroid hormone. Okay, but let's look at potassium. Okay, potassium also relates directly to calcium because it is a solvent, the same way magnesium is, and sodium. They have different functions though as well. Now, the adrenal glands are not at a level that is healthy. Then sodium retention and potassium retention in the adrenal glands and in the kidneys are not working properly. So you have lower levels of sodium and potassium. That's going to drastically reduce energy levels and energy production. Okay? And what it also is going to do is going to create conditions where the adrenal glands are producing cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone. And that wreaks havoc because it will cause the body to become more acidic. So we see how these things meld together. Every mineral affects every other mineral, and the ratios affect each other. So if we have strong adrenal activity, if we have strong thyroid activity, then our sodium, potassium, and our calcium, magnesium, they're going to be at better levels. Now, when we talk about our oxidation rate, and not the negative oxidation rate. This is the oxidation rate, and when we refer to that term, we're referring to two specific ratios put together. That's actually the calcium phosphorus and the sodium magnesium ratio. Calcium potassium, sodium magnesium. The calcium potassium ratio is going to give you a snapshot or a picture of how well your thyroid is functioning. Your sodium magnesium ratio is going to give you a snapshot of how well your adrenal glands are functioning. You put those two together and you get a number, and it'll tell you if you're in slow oxidation or if you're in fast oxidation. Okay, and most people, adults, are going to be in slow oxidation, and if they are in fast, it's because there's extreme imbalances and toxic chemicals and toxic metals that are stimulating the glands of the body. So, this is a lot of information. Let me bring this point, okay? Now, the sodium potassium, it's called the vitality ratio. It's the inherent strength and willpower that the body actually has, okay? It's related to calcium and magnesium another way. Electrical potential. Okay, now electrical potential, power is necessary for life, right? Inside the cell, you have magnesium and you have potassium, okay? Outside of the cell, in the fluid, okay, you're going to have your sodium and you have your calcium. Now there's something called there's basically a pump inside the cell. And it's exchanging, sodium and potassium are exchanging, calcium and magnesium are exchanging. Each one of them has a charge, a different charge, a positive and a negative. One has positive, one has a negative, and they flip-flop from within to without of the cell. That creates potential, which we know from school, whatever. When you have potential, then when you have a difference in electrical potential, then you have voltage, or you have energy, or you have power. Energy and power are necessary for all of the chemical reactions that take place in the body. Okay? Now, said all that to say this. When we get your hair analysis, what we're able to do is give you the specific diet that you need to eat. We're going to give you the specific recommendation of supplements that you need to take. We're going to tell you to take a glandular supplement in order to strengthen your digestive system, that you're able to absorb the minerals and the vitamins in the food. You're able to readily absorb them. Okay? We're going to give you a calcium and magnesium supplement because they need to go together in order to have balance. And, possibly a glandular supplement for the kidneys. We're going to give you an omega-3 supplement, a fish oil supplement. We recommend TMG, which is a methylization supplement, which helps to detox, remove. Once the body starts strengthening itself, it has the energy to remove toxins out of the cell and out of the body. And there's a couple of other mineral supplements, just depending on your hair analysis, depending on your oxidation rate, whether you're in fast or slow. We can give you certain things to slow down your oxidation rate so that you can get into more of a healing state, parasympathetic nervous system state, and not be stuck in sympathetic nervous system or fight or flight. Because if you're stuck in fight or flight, then your body is in a catabolic state, meaning that the components of the cells are breaking down much faster than they're being rebuilt. So we increase that sodium-potassium ratio. When we get it as close to 2.5 as possible, then your protein synthesis, the biosynthesis within each cell is going to accelerate, and you're going to see a greater quality of life as a sickle cell warrior. As your phosphorus increases, you're going to see better protein synthesis. When you have better protein synthesis, then you are generating within your own bone marrow and your cells a higher form of blood, a higher form of red blood cell. Okay? Now the diet, we are very adamant about cooked vegetables, a variety, because each vegetable has a multitude of minerals and vitamins that are all necessary, but different vegetables have higher contents of certain things. So we want to have a good variety. We don't want to just stick to one or two things like broccoli and green beans. We want to, in addition to that, we want to utilize all of the greens, the turnips, the collards, the mustard greens. Okay, we want to eat things like cabbage, purple cabbage, regular cabbage. We want to eat vegetables such as rutabaga, daikon, parsnips, carrots, carrot juice, beets, beet juice, things of this nature. Okay, and we create an entire, very, very holistic program. Okay, so that was just a lot of information. You can get in touch with me, and the main thing I want you guys to do is go ahead and get a hair analysis done so we can get you started on the program. Okay, and it's very, 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 very affordable. Very affordable. Okay, that anyone can do, anyone can afford. Okay. Because we want to continue to do research and development on this. And over the years, you will see, we will start at some point in time, we will go through the Daniel's hair tissue mineral analysis over the past 8 years or so. Okay. And we've seen such great improvement, and it's literally there. This is not conjecture. It's laboratory results that you can see the improvement year after year after year. Okay, you can see the removal of lead, a toxic metal, mercury, aluminum, nickel. Okay, all of these which have extremely damaging effects upon every system of the body. Okay, and corresponding to the improvement on the hair analysis results is improvement just in daily life, improvement in quality of life, in joy, peace, happiness, health, strength, all these things. Now, none of this would be possible without the revelation of the Lord Jesus Christ. So prayer is also extremely important. And the great thing about programs like this is you get to pray specifics. You can pray specifically for this calcium magnesium ratio, that God would balance it and bring the levels to where they need to be without any harmful effects whatsoever. We can pray for every specific mineral, every specific ratio. We can pray that God removes certain toxins specifically if we know exactly what they are. So this is very holistic, from the spiritual to the lifestyle. And, adjusting the lifestyle correctly also helps these ratios correct themselves. So we're at 21 minutes, so this is a good length. I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you for stopping by, prospering with sickle cell anemia.net. You can go and check out some articles that I've written there. I will continue to write articles and post them every weekend, and they may go into a little bit more detail that I'm able to do here on a video. If you would like to interview me, if you're a sickle cell organization, if you'd like me to speak, please get in contact with me through my website. I'll leave a link. Or email me or call me or text me, because it's going to be my cell phone. And we'll get back to you. All right. Y'all have a great day.